Hello folks, this is Aaron Malin with the Kicker Global Training Department. We're going to talk about KX amplifiers. We put a very powerful digital signal processor in all the KX amplifiers, and we want you to have the best use out of that processing power. So we're going to walk through the basic functions. To open the door to get to the controls, simply push once and pull it down with your finger. This is the protection indicator. If this light is flashing, that means you don't have enough voltage to power up the amplifier and keep it running. Check your power connections, check your ground connections, check all your terminals. If it's solid red, that means you've got a short somewhere in the speaker outputs. Check your subwoofers, make sure the wiring is solid, and make sure there's nothing touching the terminals at the amplifier. A properly set gain means your system sounds its best and its loudest with minimal distortion. The subsonic filter allows your subwoofer to play its loudest, hit its hardest, and sound its best within the system's design. The low-pass crossover allows the subwoofer to sound much better and play louder by eliminating the frequencies it's not designated to play. Kick EQ Plus. This is a fully parametric bass equalizer. We can choose the center frequency. That's the frequency you want to boost. Bandwidth. Bandwidth is the amount of frequencies above and below the boosted frequency that are being boosted. The lower the number, the more you're blending the mid-bass with the sub-bass. It's a wider Q. The higher the number, the more focused the boost is at a given frequency. Boost, from 0 to 18 dB. This is how much boost you're adding to the frequency that you want to boost. This is the power block. You'll notice it's labeled ground, plus 12 volts, and remote. This comes from the battery's positive, this goes to chassis ground, and this is what's used to turn the amplifier on if your head unit has a remote turn-on, typically a blue wire. This is the turn-on selector. We have 3 turn-on modes. You can use the 12-volt remote turn-on, or you can use audio sense turn-on, or you can use DC offset turn-on. This is the high or low input level switch. If you're using a high voltage source such as a factory head unit or amplified speaker outputs, you want to be in the high position. If you're using a low level RCA output, like from an aftermarket head unit, you want to use the low level input selection. This is the RCA input. This is where the signal comes from your source unit. This is a line level output. This is perfect for daisy chaining multiple amplifiers. This is for the remote bass control. If you want to be able to control the subwoofer level from the dash, this is where that plugs in. These are the speaker output terminals. The reason we have 2 sets of terminals is it makes it easy to wire up multiple subwoofers. Now that we've gone through the basics of what the KX amplifiers can do for you, take a look at the rest of the videos. We're going to get more in depth on what this DSP can really do for your system, so take a look.